rounds of boxing in the heavyweight division. Introducing, in the blue corner, fighting out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, weighing in at 219 pounds with a professional record of 36 wins, 3 defeats with 26 KOs. He is the South American heavyweight champion. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Jose Adilson Rodrigues. And in the blue corner, from Marshall, Texas, weighing an even 263 pounds. His professional record consists of 66 wins, 2 defeats with 62 KOs. He is a former heavyweight champion of the world, George Foreman.
Okay. That robe looks like it could cover Albania.
Okay, Rodrigues, George, you were already given instructions in your respective dressing room. Any question?
None.
Okay, seconds, come out fighting.
Look.
George stooped while the referee was giving instructions to fight with his height.
Rodrigues has to fight this fight like a gambler with loaded dice who refuses to bet. He's got to be very conservative and try to stretch it out.
Wonder if that's what Dundee was whispering to him there as they prepared to move to the center of the ring. Of course, the robe has already covered something here that's bigger than Albania, Larry. It brought him into the ring. Rodrigues looked terrific for much of the first round against Holyfield. And then he got rocked with a right hand in the second round and went to sleep. And he initiates most of the action to begin against Foreman. George will take his time.
I don't think Rodrigues is going to be too effective being mobile. I think his best bet is pretty much not to move as much and try to land some stiff punches. On the move, he doesn't have as much leverage behind his punches. You know, it's a lot of slapping blows.
Well, in the early going, he's been pretty accurate with the jab. He's gone to the body a couple of times. That's not hard to find. George Rodrigues' body isn't all that hard to find either.
Well, George Foreman's trying to get that jab off. I tell you, his defense is very, very unique. Reminds me a lot of Ken Norton, although George covers up a lot more body.
George likes to deny that he has any particular strategy in the ring. He'll say that that defensive posture is just to make his opponent think a little bit. But it proved effective against Jerry Cooney, at least in the second round when he knocked Cooney out. And it presents an unusual picture to an opponent. George crossing his big arms in front of his body a lot.
The way a man can connect with George Foreman is to throw double left hooks to the body, to the head, or to the head, to the body. Because, again, the way George protects himself, his defense. While he protects one part of the body, the other body is exposed.
George, for the most part, has been a little short with the jab. Rodrigues has landed several to the left side of George's face.
No, step up. Step up. Step up.
George is so economical in the ring. I mean, he doesn't really waste anything, although I don't think he can afford to waste anything at this particular weight.
Put it up.
But he takes his time and he lands those big punches, like the jab there.
Okay, no.
And as one Kevin Rooney pointed out, I think it's good observation, exceptionally calm. He looks as though he's engaged in some accounting business rather than boxing.
Put it up.
That was a good round, I thought, for Rodrigues. Let's see if he can keep it up. George Foreman stands up in his corner. He said he isn't wed to the idea. He just feels more comfortable that way. And watching this fight in his locker room, the once and perhaps future champion.
Round 2 begins. George Foreman in the blue trunks, Adilson Rodrigues of Brazil in the white. Rodrigues at one point had risen to become the #3 contender in the eyes of 2 of the 3 world governing bodies. That was prior to his second round knockout at the hands of Evander Holyfield.
You know, George Foreman does some weight training for his arms, and bulges up his arms to protect that body, that midsection.
George seems mildly amused at the moment by all of Rodrigues' footwork. He's sort of dancing lightly around after him.
Well, he's taking his time.
And he gets an appreciative chuckle from the ringside crowd for the daintiness with which he set up that posture to deliver a punch.
He's very relaxed. I just don't like that hand down. He drops our right hand, George Foreman does. And I don't know whether or not Rodrigues sees that or can do that. Throw the left hook.
Body punches by Foreman. There's already a little bit of soft redness around the right eye of Adilson Rodrigues, and Foreman landed 19 punches in round 1. According to PunchStat computations, 17 of them were jabs. Foreman trying to come with the uppercut. Angelo Dundee says the biggest mistake you can make against Foreman is to lean over against him and give him a chance to fire the uppercut into your face.
Well, by being a big man, Foreman normally overpowers his opponents. He gets more leverage punching down as opposed to punching upward. The game plan for Rodrigues and Angelo Dundee, I'm sure, is to make George Foreman work. And good uppercut by George.
Foreman twice coming up and under with the left hand. And remember, when you're watching George Foreman, you're watching a man who has been known to knock opponents out with glancing blows. His hands are so heavy that what becomes a knockout punch doesn't always look like one, and Rodrigues goes down. Case in point.
Well, that's what Rodrigues is here for.
He's done his job. 2 minutes and 39 seconds of the second round, and with a series of blows begun by a pair of left-hand uppercuts, George Foreman puts away Adilson Rodrigues.
I didn't think George Foreman was hitting that hard when he first made his initial comeback. I figured it was just arm punches, but it's apparent that the man still has power.
Unbelievable power, Ray. As I said, they don't look like knockout punches. He hits you with glancing blows, and the next thing you know, a guy is in serious trouble.
Well, the way he starts off, he throws that jab, the right hand, and his grazing right hand. That shows how much power. A nice, picture-perfect left foot by George Foreman. But I also believe the lighter George Foreman is, the better he is. He throws better punches, better combinations, with a lot more accuracy.
You'll play hell convincing him of that.
I doubt that very seriously. And here's another shot. George Foreman, wherever he lands a punch, it's able to hurt his opponent. Rodrigues backs away, slightly dazed. There's the right hand. Then he comes up with that beautiful left hook.
So at 2 minutes 39 seconds of the second round, Adilson Rodrigues has his second round knockout loss against a major American heavyweight contender, and I guess that's what we have to call Foreman now.
I expected more from Rodrigues, but apparently George Foreman has much more to offer than we are led to believe, or myself.
Total punches in the bout.